guys, I'm Rhainnon from Adilla Colab in Double Bay in Sydney. I'm here with my beautiful model Rowena, and today we're going to do a colour correction. So Rowena came in to me with this yellow highlighted hair. She's had her colour done mid-February and it looked great when she walked out of the salon, and this is a problem I see often. The toner's washed out and she's been left with this. As you can see, it's very streaky and not been lifted enough through there. To fix this problem, what we're going to do today is go through with some baby lights, not with a lightener in them. Then I'm going to do some balayage through the ends. As you can see, there's a lot of depth through the ends where there should be lightness, and there's a lot of lightness where there should be depth. So I'm going to put the baby lights in, put a gloss on the roots, and then balayage up some of these ends. Some are already quite light, so we're going to balance that out and just make it a really beautiful, seamless colour, so that when Rowena's natural hair grows through, it will be a less maintenance for her, and it won't be so harsh on her skin tone. Because having darker skin and light eyes, she can go lighter with her colour, but it will still be nice to have some dark roots through there just to complement that. So I'm going to start at the back today with Rowena, as that's where it's the darkest. We're going to add some lightness through there with some balayage, the Free Lights lightener from L'Oreal, and Fortivol with some Olaplex. Olaplex will protect Rowena's hair from being damaged. It rebuilds the bonds while you're using it, and then you use the number 2 at the basin to continue rebuilding the structure of the hair. There's no risk of it getting too damaged or dry, because as we can see, Rowena's hair is quite wavy and thick and coarse, so anything that's going to help us with the condition is going to be a godsend. Starting with our balayage, I'm going to take a slight triangle section from the back of the head. Reasonable thickness, but nothing too crazy. And I like to use my paddle as the back of my hand. So a lot of people put the colour on the back of their hand and then sweep it onto the hair and get the underneath by doing this. But I feel like when I go to take the next section, it gets a little bit messy. So I'm going to use my paddle today. So I'm now putting in the Dia Richesse from L'Oreal 5 grams of 6 and 20 grams of 713 on Rowena's roots where it's lightened already. Because they are quite yellow, we can use a more ashier tone to blend those out, and then I'm just blending it into the Free Lights lightener to create that more blended feel, because when I go through the top and do the baby lights and everything, that's going to just blend that all out and make sure that it's all of my colour, not of the existing highlights that are quite thick. I've gone through the underneath now and done my balayage and blended out some of these highlights with a gloss. I'm going to now cling wrap that off to start baby lighting through the top and blending that out. I know that this can look a bit messy and scary when you're first doing it, but these colours are designed in a way that they meringue the hair and they won't bleed onto the other hair. You'll see people using cotton wool or other techniques to separate the hair, but often you don't need it. I'm going to begin with a section here angled back. I'm going to begin with a baby light, which is very fine highlights, skipping out these lighter pieces. I'm going to use an 812 in L'Oreal with 20 Vol, just to blend this out of a more kind of caramelly toffee tone, and then alternating that with a High Lift Violet Ash from L'Oreal also. I'm going to finish the back section by applying our root colour and balayaging some of these ends as well, so I can wrap that off and rinse it if need be once I'm finished the top, as it's going to take a while to get through all of Rowena's hair. So we want to make sure that everything is developing at a nice natural level and not overdeveloping. Even though we have the Olaplex, you still don't want to push the boundaries too much. So when I'm highlighting Rowena's hair, I'm creating a very, very fine weave. I then take my weave, my foil, and as I'm applying the colour, I'm also, once I've got the foil to stick to the hair, so it's stuck, then I place my hand underneath the foil and I push the foil into the hair and also pull with the brush, so that creates a really tight seam with that foil and the scalp, so you don't get any bleeds. With my sectioning pattern today, I have gone with a classic triangle through to the crown and another one through the front. This will create a really nice natural fall for these highlights to go through, so that when I've blended out the roots and added this lightness through the ends, the way that it falls will be non-streaky and just really soft and subtle. I've now finished applying all of the baby lights through the top section, and I'm going to begin stretching out Rowena's roots and covering up these old highlights with our gloss that we prepared earlier. Flipping them up one by one, applying the gloss, and then when I get to the bottom I'm going to start balayaging back up again, so you're not flipping the hair back and forth and loosening those foils. I've just dried off Rowena's colour, just blast dried it without a toner. That way you can see how using the correct tones in the hair can neutralise instead of relying on a toner for longevity, so that her toner won't wash out. It's going to stay this colour until her colour's grown out and she's ready to have it done again. This is what it should look like when you use the correct reflex, tints and tones in your colour. So I've just popped a little bit of the R&Co Pinstripe Intense Detangling Spray through Rowena's hair from mid-lengths to ends before I comb through. It just conditions the hair and stops it from tangling up, and also all of R&Co's products have a heat protectant in them. And then I'm just going to double that up with some Hard Dark Moisture and Shine Cream, because it does exactly that. Moisturises it, gives shine. Today I'm going to use the YS Park Curl and Shine brush to blow dry Rowena's hair into a beautiful big soft wave. Rowena's hair into a beautiful soft wave, and I'm just going to use the cool setting on the Parlux dryer to set that. So we've finished Rowena's colour correction. Gone is the yellow and in is the blended, soft, beautiful caramel tone. There's depth in the roots, there's lightness in the ends. It's taken about 5 hours, but it was definitely worth it. How do you feel?
Amazing. So happy.
There we go.